Yeah, this is my opportunity to get in there and discuss this Tigers game tonight. They played Oakland, and it was the start of a six-game road trip. They have not been good on the road. They've been teetering, losing first place for really the last 3 months. They've never gotten up much more than, I think, 5 games, and they've been tied at least one occasion, percentage points at another occasion, and mostly 1, 2, 3 game leads. So I figured tonight would be a good night to start. It's about 40 games left in the year, so we're going to try to blog every game that we can from here on in. And I'm doing it really for my own amusement. My cousin, who is kind of my sounding board, is leaving for school tomorrow, and I'm running out of fans to talk with, so I'm going to throw the vlog down, see if I can get some of my Twitter people on here commenting, and see if I can get more people from outside of the usual group to get on here and comment too. But let's get down to business. Basically, what I want to do is just make it an open forum, and hopefully we'll get some discussion points out there and some observations that you're not going to get in the local paper. If I see anything that I think is particularly valuable, I'm going to point it out to you, something that maybe I saw online or in the paper or something. I'll try to give you a link so you can go find it. There's so much information out there, but a lot of it is kind of fluff, and some of it's very, very good. But one of the problems with the internet is you run into is you just too darn much stuff sometimes. So that's one of the goals. The other goal is just to have a lot of fun, and I don't really care if I get any followers or any of that stuff. I'm just trying to talk about what I like to talk about, and see if people want to talk about it back with me, and see if we can't grow a little bit of a mass here going on into the playoffs, because I think this team has a shot. I told my cousin a few times I don't believe that I can see this team in the playoffs, and I still say I don't see it. That's kind of my pet phrase, and he says the same thing. But the fact is, they're 3.5 games up, and Chicago threw another game away at home tonight, a very winnable game on their schedule to Baltimore. So we won on the road, which we don't do in a place we usually play poorly, and we played poorly tonight in a lot of ways, but we found a way to win the game, and that's different than in the past. So uh, Oakland, place that we usually don't hit the ball real well in a lot of cases. We faced a lefty tonight who I remember being tough on us last time, and he was tough on us tonight. We struck out a lot, but the things that I think stood out in my mind were Rayburn. He had the 2 home runs, and that was important. Thomas with another clutch hit off a lefty. That was really the key hit. That was the third run, and we ended up winning 3-2. Uh, outside of that, I'm just lost as to where the runs are going to come from on a game-to-game basis. But we seem to find a way to piece it together. Outstanding play by Polanco in the ninth inning. I guess one of the things that strikes me about the way the Tigers play the game is that they seem more often than not to find ways to come out with more runs than the other team. I guess that's the name of the game. But tonight was a special night in Oakland. It was Giambi bobblehead night. He's always been one of my favorite players. The field was its usual pockmarked self after the Raiders had their preseason games. And as a baseball fan, I always found that really unsavory. But it was a win, and so we take the win and we move forward. But I wanted to just speak on the game in the terms that I saw it, and I thought it was a win. That was about it. There's more to come, and Giambi wasn't even on the team, which I found kind of interesting. Yet they gave away the bobbleheads to the first 15,000 fans or something. And Giambi's always been one of my favorites. I think it was rake like an all-star, pound like a porn star, and party like a rock star. That was his philosophy, and I just always thought he was pretty cool until he went to the Yankees. But I always thought he was pretty cool. Anyway, it's a win for Detroit tonight, and we're going to go tomorrow night. We got Galarraga on the hill against another guy with a lousy ERA, who I'm sure we're going to make look like the second coming of Greg Maddux. But we'll show up and we'll play, and Detroit's 3.5 up. I think they're 6.5 up on the Twins. The date is August 21st, and that's about where we stand right now. Pretty, like I told my cousin, pretty forgettable game, a pretty ugly game, uh, but a win and an important win to get off on the road trip in the right way. We could very easily lose all 3 games down in Anaheim next week. So it's late. I'm tired. I gave you 5.5 minutes. Uh, that's it. We'll see what Galarraga's got tomorrow. And good night to all the Tigers fans.